Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday.
We thought that, especially at this time of year when, I don't know about you, but my kids have a lot of homework and the teachers are trying to get stuff in before the break, and it's all the extra holiday chores and tasks you have to do, which for me, now that I've moved on from having teacher gifts to worry about, it's coach gifts. Ask me how many figure skating coaches I'm buying for. 8. 8 is the answer.
Wow. 8.
Yes. Yep. So anyway, that can be stressful. And, in addition to the just day-to-day, daily grind. So we wanted to talk about what we do to relieve parenting stress. Is there anything? And if not, how are you still functioning? So, Nicole, what are your methods for self-care and stress relief?
My go-to? It definitely includes a nap. Mm-hmm. Naps are important these days. What do I do? Let's see. I play my Bejeweled Blitz on my phone. Mm-hmm. I take some time out to play a game on my phone, or Candy Crush, or Words with Friends. Mm-hmm. What else do I do? If I want to really treat myself, I'll go to Starbucks. That's a big deal. Because I find that I'm not out as much anymore. Like before I would, especially when I was, picking up and dropping off kids, it was easy to just kind of, duck into Starbucks or a lunch spot with a friend, or I just found it so much easier to make time for myself than when I was waiting around and out and about. But now that I'm not doing that and I'm at home a lot more, I don't get out as much. So the things that I do are typically things that I can do at home. So, so it's kind of pretty limited, but, and I suppose I should include exercise in there, but that's, I try to. I mean, I'm getting better.
Are you?
I am. I don't get on the treadmill. I have a recumbent bike, so I'm actually trying to make more time for that. Good. And, but I don't know. I have to say, I'm pretty, as people have heard on past podcasts, I'm pretty weighted down with my children's issues these days. Yes. So there's not a lot of self-care going on. It's pretty limited.
Which is, of course, when you need it most, right?
Yeah.
But that's when
exactly. Yeah.
I know, I do.
Last night I didn't get to sleep until 1 a.m. And so it's just, it's hard. Yeah. I don't know. Terry, what do you do?
That's a funny joke, as if I'm the one who's going to be an expert on this. Here's how you relieve stress. Here's how I relieve stress. Every now and then I just lose my top and scream at my family, and then the stress all pours out, and then it just starts to build up slowly again. So I don't know. I read anything you read for parents of kids with special needs is all about, you have to have self-care. You have to do this, take care of the caretaker. You have to take the oxygen mask down for yourself first before you give it to your kid. All this stuff. And it's like, well, yeah, I understand that theoretically, but realistically,
right.
There's just stuff. There's always stuff. How can you just say, excuse me, put your crisis on hold. I'm going to go take a bath, I'm going to go to the spa. I'm going to go. It just doesn't stop. And, I'm home all the time, which is not, as you say, Nicole, is not ideal. I sort of, there was a way in which, even though going to work in an office is stressful in its own way, it's a break from the home stuff, which I just do not get anymore at all, ever.
Yeah.
So for a long time, my friend would come out every weekend, and she and I would go to Starbucks, and that was kind of my my opportunity to let off steam and just kind of think about myself for a couple hours. But now she's got lots of family stuff going on and she doesn't get out here very much. So I don't even get that. So I really don't know. I mean, I feel like it's something that I should be doing. I think everybody around me suffers when I don't, but I just don't know how I can particularly. I'm starting to call the point in the evening where I sit on the couch and it's very comfortable. Even we got a new couch. I had hoped we would get one that was too hard to sleep on, but alas, no. Apparently I can sleep on anything. So, you sit on the couch and you feel kind of sleepy and relaxed and you think, I'm just going to close my eyes for a minute. And then it's 3 a.m. So I'm calling that my self-care time. That little moment of self-delusion where I think I can close my eyes for a minute and then get up and keep doing what I need to do. This is my body saying, you know what? We're turning out the lights, lady.
Right.
That's it. You're
Stuff
done.
will still be there in the morning for you to fret about.
Yeah.
Well, just like Nicole said, naps.
Yeah. Naps, even if you have to trick yourself into taking one.
Yeah.
Every night I say this to myself. Even as I nestle down and I go, this is stupid. Stop this. No, just for a sec. Just for a sec.
Self-delusion. Night where it's...
As self-care.
Yeah, there you go. Self-delusion as self-care.
That's right. That's right. We do what works for us.
Catherine, I feel like you're much better at self-care than what I am. And perhaps.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty good about exercising, and I find ways to make it fun. Like, when I'm walking, if I can walk outside, I like that. And usually I listen to podcasts while I do that. And it's motivating to walk if I know I have a fun podcast that I want to listen to, And it's been, I've been a little bit sick with a cold for the last couple of weeks, and I have not wanted to walk outside because it got cold and damp and yucky. And so I was on the treadmill even more, and I found that I would be on the treadmill, listen to a podcast, and also play a game on my phone or an iPad while I was doing all of those things. So, it's not exactly the most, intense exercise you've ever known, but it does, take your mind off things.
I'm very happy if we can now say that playing a game on your phone is self-care. Because that's cool. I have my little faux free. I'm doing some self-care right now in Sandbox.
There you go.
As we're talking.
That is a very relaxing app.
It really is.
That is very nice.
Sandbox, which we talked about several weeks ago as a roundup item, I think. It's just a color by numbers app, and it's like adult coloring books are all the rage for stress relief, and this is just another version of that.
Yes, so. It's very relaxing, and you feel like you've done something at the end of it. You have something to show for your time-wasting self-care.
Yeah. And there was an article that I stumbled across in Lifehacker called "How to Treat Yourself Without Spending Money or Eating Junk."
I was going to say possible? Eating junk is another big stress reliever, but not so much self-care, I guess.
Yeah.
Cheez-Its are delicious, but
eat your feelings and they taste like So it had some good stuff in it. I thought. I mean, most of it was pretty. What you would think of.
Yeah.
But one person said like playing video games is relaxing to me, and I just need to give myself the permission that this is my self-care. Yes. You know what I mean? And then, and that's sort of what you were saying, Terry. Or just being a little intentional about things. Like if you're making yourself a meal, you could be listening to some music or an audiobook or something while you're doing it, just to make it a little, and I always like, if I really don't like going to the grocery store, so I usually get Starbucks to drink while I am walking around in the aisles at the grocery store. So a way to just kind of improve the experience if it's something you have to do anyway. So yeah, we'll link to this article. You know, it's got some. It makes some good points, I think, even if nothing is super earth shaking in what they tell you. Well,
that's a good way of thinking about it, though. Those little things we do to treat ourselves are a form of self-care, and oftentimes we feel guilty about them.
Right.
But maybe we need to just reclassify them in our brain from wasting time to just taking a few minutes off from everything and focusing on something that gives us pleasure.
And, you know, it's a way to do it that doesn't take over. You know, I mean, if you probably, you know, you don't have an hour and a half to take a yoga class or whatever it is, but you have 10 minutes to stretch a little bit while you're watching TV, or you have 10 minutes to play a little game. While you're waiting for your hot water to boil for your tea or whatever it is.
That's a good way to think of it, because that's about the only kind I'm going to get. So
self-care in 5 to 10 minute increments, please.
Stuff you were doing anyway and just didn't realize that's what it was.
Right.
So instead of hiding from your family that you're doing, you go, I'm taking my puzzle time now.
That's right. Tell them.
Yeah.
Could you go see your friend, the one who can't come to you anymore? Would you be, or is it the situation is not allowing for that either?
No, I don't. I mean, I really probably could go out of the house and do things, but I feel like I always have stuff I should be doing. I always have work I should be doing. And if I'm not doing work, I should be doing stuff around the house. So to like say, yeah, I'm going to go drive for 45 minutes and go have coffee with my friend, even though I could, I'm never gonna, you know, and which is a problem, because it's really not fair for her to always have to come here. And that's sort of, I don't know if that's the reason. I think it's just that she and her husband are being torn in a bunch of different directions, having to do things for family members.
Yeah.
So, you know, instead of being the weekly thing, we're now on the list and our time comes around. It's our turn to have them. And that's nice. Right. But I mean, I should just go out. I mean, I'm a grown up. I can get in the car. I can go to Starbucks by myself and sit, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
And you know, I could go there and then I could talk to you guys on Facebook, and it would be just like having coffee with my friend.
That's right.
Right?
We would do that
at home too. Yes, you know, talking with friends on Facebook. These podcasts are self-care like for me sometimes.
They are, surprisingly. And a lot like therapy.
Yeah. Just, I mean, sitting down and talking to a friend for a length of time. I know we've all said we don't really like talking on the phone. So I don't have that experience of just letting everything go and talking to somebody for a long time on the phone. So because this has the veneer of something that I'm doing for quasi work-like thing, I can justify it, and then it's just like having a fun conversation. And, you know, our Facebook conversations as well.
Right.
So if you spend time chatting with friends on Facebook, I wouldn't say social media in general does not feel very self-care-like to me anymore.
No.
I'm having to turn off many of the faucets that once filled my delightful bath of social media and recently have been either scalding or freezing. But, you know, if you can talk to somebody in messaging and about what's going on in your life, that's nice.
Right. Or certain blogs or podcasts that are of a topical, or not topical, but you know, that aren't about politics or whatever that you can enjoy listening to, and they can be an escape.
Going on Twitter is not the answer.
Man, I keep just like taking down all my links to Twitter to try to force myself to stop going on there, and then I want a distraction, and I just keep going on, and then saying no. I have to just lock the door.
I don't even go on Facebook anymore. I used to enjoy going on Facebook, and I can't.
I unfollowed 2 people today just because, you know, I would just like to scan my news feed without.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I have a few podcasts that are just. I think I've talked about it on Roundup before, but if you like TV Avalanche podcast is quite enjoyable and pretty non-political. I don't think they've said very much there along those lines. So
no, they just talked about how Elizabeth Warren likes the show Ballers.
Yes, that is as political as they've gotten mostly.
Which is very amusing, even though I don't know what the show Ballers is, but
something that you would not expect Elizabeth Warren to be into. So, but yeah, that's so yeah, you find things like that, and little corners of the web that are entertaining.
Yes,
but you have to tiptoe more and more carefully lately if you just want it to be a relaxing self-care experience.
Right.
Which is not to say that some people don't find the political dialogue invigorating. This is something different.
Yeah.
It's just when you want to get away from that and just,
right,
make the world small for a few minutes. I mean, I know it's so important, and now I have some ideas. That's good. I'm going to start reclassifying every little, small, tiny, selfish thing I do as
there you
taking
go.
care of Mom.
It is. Absolutely.